Praise Lord, everybody. This is Rini Priyanka. Today, on a special occasion, I would like to talk about Nadia Murad Basitaha, an Iraqi Yazidi human rights activist. Nadia was born in the village of Kocho in Shinjar district, northern Iraq. Her family, the Yazidi minority, were farmers. On 3rd August 2014, Islamic State fighters rounded up the Yazdi community in the village, killing 600 people, including 6 of Nadia's brothers and stepbrothers, and taking the younger women and girls into slavery. That year, Nadia was one of the more than 6,700 Yazidi women and girls taken prisoner by the Islamic State in Iraq. The Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant (ISIL), also known as the ISIS, is a militant group that follows a fundamentalist Salafi jihadist doctrine of Sunni Islam which originated in the 1999. The ISIL gained global prominence in 2014 when it drove Iraqi government forces out of key cities in its western Iraq, followed by its capture of Mosul and the Shinjar massacre, the one in which Nadia was involved. The group has been designated as a terrorist organization by the United Nations. ISIL is known for its videos of beheading and other types of executions of both soldiers and civilians, including journalists and aid workers, and its destruction of cultural heritage sites. The United Nations holds ISIL responsible for committing human rights abuse, genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. In June 2014, the group proclaimed itself a worldwide caliphate and began referring to itself as the Islamic State. As a caliphate, it claimed religious, political, and military authorities over all Muslims worldwide. Its adoption of the name Islamic State and its idea of a caliphate have been criticized by the United Nations, various governments, and mainstream Muslim groups. Nadia was kidnapped from her hometown Kocho on 15th August 2014 and held by the Islamic State for 3 months. She was held as a slave in the city of Mosul, where she was beaten, burnt with cigarettes, and raped by brutal militants. She successfully escaped her captor after he left the house unlocked. Murad was taken in by a neighboring family who were able to smuggle her out of the Islamic State-controlled area, allowing her to make her way to the refugee camp in Duhok, northern Iraq. She was out of ISIS territory in early September. In February 2015, she gave her first testimony to reporters of the Belgian daily newspaper while she was staying in the Wanga camp, living in a converted shipping container. In 2015, she was one of the 1,000 women and children to be benefited from a refugee program of the German government, which became her new home. On December 16, 2015, Nadia spoke to the United Nations Security Council about human trafficking and conflict. This was the first time the Council was ever briefed on human trafficking. As part of her role as an ambassador, Nadia participates in global and local advocacy initiatives to bring awareness of human trafficking and refugees. Nadia has reached out to refugees and survivor communities, listening to their testimonies of victims of trafficking and genocide. In September 2016, Attorney Clooney spoke before the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crimes to discuss the decision that she had made in June 2016 to represent Nadia as a client in legal action against ISIS commanders. Clooney criticized the genocide, rape, and trafficking by ISIL as a bureaucracy of evil on an industrial scale, describing it as a slave market existing online, on Facebook, and in the Mideast that is still active today. Nadia has received serious threats to her safety as a result of her work. In September 2016, Nadia announced Nadia's initiative at an event hosted in New York City. The organization is dedicated to help women and children victimized by genocide, mass atrocities, and human trafficking to heal and rebuild their lives, and communities to provide advocacy and assistance to victims of genocide. The same month, she was named as the first Goodwill Ambassador for the Dignity of Survivors of Human Trafficking of the United Nations. Nadia has written a book named The Lost Girl: My Story of Captivity and My Fight Against Islamic State. It was published in November 2017, and in 2018, a documentary on her life story and activism was released, named On Her Shoulders. In 2019, Murad addressed a second annual ministerial to advance religious freedoms, where she spoke about her story and the ongoing challenges faced by the Yazidis nearly 5 years after the 3rd August 2014 attacks, and laid out a 5-point plan of action to address the challenges they face in Iraq. Murad was included among a delegation of survivors of religious persecution from among the world whose stories were highlighted at the summit. As a part of delegation, on 17 July 2019, Murad met with President Donald Trump in the Oval Office, with whom she tried to share her personal story of having lost her family members, including her mother and 6 brothers, and pleaded with him to do something. Murad has won a Nobel Peace Prize award along with Denis Mukwege for their efforts to end the use of sexual violence as a weapon of war and armed conflict. She is the first Iraqi and Yazidi to be awarded a Nobel Prize. Finally, I would like to thank the ICPF Hyderabad team for giving me this opportunity to talk about the life story of Nadia Murad, who is an inspiration to millions of women worldwide and has set the stone rolling.